Has been a very sharp decline overnight, 3.5%. And today morning, we've started on a weaker note as well. Markets were hoping to get some cues from the presidential debate, but energy as a subject was not touched upon. A lot was, and the markets haven't got any indication or any clarity at all. And we are looking at jittery asset classes around the globe, and crude oil prices are one part of it. So 0.5% to 1% of a decline for a second straight day coming in for this one. Peter McGuire now joins us on the show to talk that further. Peter, hi, good to have you. First of all, what is your own sense from the US presidential debate? I'm assuming you heard it live as well.
Well, good afternoon, Manisha. Yeah, I sat at home and watched it. It was a riveting 90 minutes. I tell you what, it was hard to... I was a little bit astounded, actually. I thought that Biden did quite well. He certainly stood up to Trump. And as they say, there's only one answer for aggression, and that is to be more aggressive. So Trump didn't put up, Biden didn't put up, I don't think, with any of Trump's standover tactics, and I thought he represented himself reasonably well. As far as strategy is concerned, that's another issue altogether. But I don't think that anyone would be sitting on the fence thinking that Trump or Biden are weak individuals.
Well, yes, but the markets really did not get any, takeaway from that, and that stands for commodities as well, where there was an expectation that we could hear some, strong statements coming in, which did not happen. So, what is your sense with the second straight day of decline in case of crude oil prices? Where do you see support building up?
Well, first off, that US dollar came under a little bit of pressure, and certainly there's been a sell-off as far as Dow. I think the nervousness out there is one of if Biden lost, then I don't think he lost by much. And if he won, well, I think he didn't win by much. And the issue at hand is, where do we face it with a Biden presidency and running into corporate taxation and not a great stimulus? That's the wrong word, stimulus. Not a great, I think, visionary for corporate America. That's the issue, Manisha, and that in turn really puts a dampening on crude.
So what is your sense then? I mean, are you taking any case studies right now that if Biden comes or if Trump comes on, what policies would we see on crude and what price movements then?
First off, the earliest that Biden could be in power would be the 20th of January. And if he is successful, then he's got to get through naturally the Supreme Court, and that could be a very, very difficult process constitutionally. And then if Trump wins, I think that would be a general feel good for the markets, and they'll probably retain and regain some of that, what they lost in September. So I think that, we're probably fairly heady as far as equities, may get a little bit further rise. As far as crude, it'll push it up higher, and you'll probably be that 45 to 50 handle if Trump's in. Though there's too many things to fall under the bridge between now and the 3rd of November, Manisha.
Oh, well, yes, that is true. But in that sense, how do you see the crude oil prices then for this year? I mean, is it going to be around 43, 45, the current level that we are trading in? And do you see some strength going forward in the next year now?
I think for the end of the run-up for the last quarter, I really can't see anything really to drive it higher from here. So I'd say you're probably right, that 40 to 45 handle. As far as next year, depends on who's in power in the States, how bad coronavirus affects US and Europe and the UK and other parts of the world, leading into a cold Northern Hemisphere winter. So that really creates, I think, a great degree of uncertainty, and from a demand picture, I think it could be weaker. So I think 2021 could be a pretty tough year, certainly the first half. There's a lot of things. One thing for sure, Manisha, I reckon volatility is going to retain the number one. That gets the gold medal for the last quarter.
All right. So, Peter, just one final question. We've spoken so much about crude, but any sense that you're getting on gold right now, because it's nearly $200 off from its all-time highs? Are we looking at that running up? Is that a clear trade?
Well, remembering what we saw as far as US dollar index for the viewers, Manisha, we went to 103 at the end of March, all the way down to 91.5, 92, that US dollar index. It's back under 94 at the moment. I think that there'll possibly be, again, what happens over the next month. If Trump or Biden, I think there's going to be some safety in the US dollar, which in turn I think that you could see a little bit further push to the upside for gold, but I don't think you're going to be back at that $2,100 level before Christmas. I'd say probably in the new year, 2021 will be a better year for gold.